Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Kassandra and I'm going to take you through this Chakra Yin yoga practice. So each pose is going to activate and target a specific chakra, working through all 7, starting from the base of the spine and working our way up. And I'm going to be pairing each pose with an affirmation. I'm using the affirmation cards from my brand new deck, I Radiate Joy. And I am going to be using one block in this practice. It's for a pose that we'll be doing for the sacral chakra. If you don't have a block at home, don't worry, it's not necessary at all. I'll give you an option on how to do the pose without the block, or you can also just substitute and use a pillow, some cushions, or some thick folded up blankets. So don't worry if props are not available to you, but if you have a block or two, you can definitely have them somewhere close by. So we're going to be spending about 3 minutes or so in each pose on each side. Before we get into our first one, focusing on the root chakra, we're just going to start with a grounding meditation. So sit in any way that supports your hips and your lower back. Find a nice alignment with your shoulders over your hips, reaching the crown of your head up with your chin parallel to the ground. And close your eyes so that you can focus on the rhythm of your breath. Soften your facial muscles and just breathe in and out through your nose. And you can bring all of your awareness right at the base of your spine, this area of the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. You might imagine it glowing bright red. And this relates to safety, security, belonging. And flowing up underneath your navel towards your hips and your pelvis is the sacral Svadhisthana chakra. This area of sensuality, creativity, and deep feeling, glowing bright orange. Breathe into your solar plexus, moving up right at the center of your abdomen, above the belly button. Your own radiating yellow sun. Solar plexus Manipura chakra for self-esteem, determination, follow through. And breathing up towards the area of the heart, Anahata chakra, associated with the color green. Love, compassion, empathy for all, including ourselves. And bring awareness to the area of your throat, throat Vishuddha chakra, a clear blue, relating to clear communication. Speaking up, speaking out, listening, expressing ourselves authentically. And up towards the third eye, towards your brow, a deep indigo blue, Ajna chakra, your intuition and insight, the power of your imagination and your ability to dream. And the crown chakra at the top of the head, Sahasrara chakra, a deep violet, your connection to something greater, your connection to all other living beings, and your connection to trust. Let's bring our hands together at the heart, Anjali Mudra. We're going to open our practice by chanting Om one time. Inhale to chant, breathe in. Om. Opening the eyes. Let's come into our first pose together. It's a variation of half butterfly to activate this root chakra, which relates to the back of our legs and our foundation through our feet. So you can extend your right leg out to the side. This is the traditional variation of half butterfly we're used to. You can do it this way. What I'm going to do, instead, I'm going to bring my left foot back behind me. So I'm really working through that inner left thigh at the same time. If this is too much, please let it go. And you can just leave it out and do the traditional version. We're going to fold forward and down towards that right knee. Let yourself dangle here, especially if you have this back leg bent. You'll notice it's a little bit more intense in this pose. You can do this with or without your blocks. And our first affirmation today for the root Muladhara chakra, something that you can internally repeat to yourself a few times to help tap into the message and the themes of this chakra. I am grounded in the present moment. I am grounded in the present moment. Try to relax your upper body and feel this essence of grounding. Letting yourself get heavier and heavier with every exhale. I am grounded in the present moment. And you can push your hands into the ground to lift your way up nice and slow. And whatever movements you'd like to do before we do this on the other side, maybe just straightening your legs out in front of you, or doing a little windshield wiper motion with your knees. And we'll go and do the same thing to the other side. So this time your left leg extends out, and maybe you're just bringing your right foot towards the inner thigh and folding over. Or you can bring your right foot behind you, still widening the knees away from one another. I'm gonna grab our affirmation for this side. So choosing the variation that works the best to you, rotate over towards your left leg and left knee. And on this side, we will internally repeat the affirmation, life supports me in every way. Life supports me in every way. The root chakra is about feeling safe and secure, feeling grounded and anchored, and really trusting that all is well and we are safe, that we have a place where we belong, that we are worthy of belonging, that we are worthy of having our physical needs met. And it really relates to the material world. So your family of origin, your physical body, your finances. So we can repeat this affirmation to ourselves. Life supports me in every way. Let's ease out. Use primarily arm strength to lift your upper body first, walking your hands in, and slowly transition out of this one. Whatever feels good to you here. Give yourself a few breaths. We're going to be lowering down on our backs. And just take a moment here to feel the effects of those poses. And if you have your block, you're going to bring it with you. I'm just going to bring my cards with me. And we're going to come into a variation of reclined butterfly pose. So if you don't have a block at home, you don't need one. You can just do this, soles of the feet together, knees apart. Or if you do have a block or some kind of prop, you're going to place it underneath your hips to elevate them. So there's a bit of an inversion, and this can help to more deeply activate through the hips. If it's too much, again, just leave it out. And you can have your arms by your sides or reaching up overhead or just resting on your belly, whatever is most comfortable to you. And you can even place your palms towards this area or on top of this area of the Svadhisthana sacral chakra. And the affirmation we'll be repeating here: my power lies in my sensitivity. My power lies in my sensitivity. This chakra relates to our sensuality, our sexuality, our creative power, and our ability to flow with our emotions. It's related to the element of water. So deeply attuned to your feelings. My power lies in my sensitivity. Start by bringing our knees back up. Maybe use your hands to help guide this along. And before we go to our following pose, it might feel good just to widen your feet and to let your knees fall in towards one another. Or you can just draw your thighs in towards your chest. You can do this on or off of the block. And we can move our block out of the way. We won't be needing it. So just bring your feet flat on the floor. If you had your knees in towards your chest, lift your hips and shift your block back out to the side. So from here, we'll shift up towards solar plexus chakra by doing a variation of a twist and cat pulling its tail. So you can start by moving your hips over to the right, straighten your left leg and bring your right knee in towards your belly. Cross your right thigh over so you're coming into a reclined twist. And maybe this is where you'll want to stay. You can extend your right arm out to the side. As long as you're getting a twist, this is perfect. If you'd like, you can also bend your left knee and reach for your foot with your right hand. If you're able to grab a hold of this left foot with your right hand, you're going to try to pull it away. So as if I'm moving both knees in opposite directions and trying to roll my right shoulder back down so my chest is facing up, and I'm trying to stack my right hip on top of the left one. You can even do this with a straight right leg. For me, it's too much right now, so I'm just going to keep that knee bent and work on the pose from here. So choosing the variation that feels the best to you. Our affirmation for the Manipura chakra on this side: my journey is my own and I claim it now. My journey is my own and I claim it now. Solar plexus is about your own willpower, your self-esteem, your discipline and determination. My journey is my own and I claim it now. And let's release, let go of the hold of your foot, ease out of your twist, coming back through to center. Just give yourself a breath or two here to decompress and to feel the effects of this pose. And we'll make our way to the other side. You can move your hips over to the left. Extend your right leg straight and pull your left knee in towards your belly. And you can then cross that left thigh over. So again, maybe just hanging out here in this first variation of our reclined twist. Remember, we're trying to focus on this area of the abdomen, compressing and releasing. Maybe you'd like to also add a variation for cat pulling its tail, bending your right knee and reaching for your right foot with your left hand. Pull that thigh away and try to press your left shoulder down. So a nice big twist here. And our affirmation here on this side for the Manipura chakra: I release all fears of not being good enough. I release all fears of not being good enough. And you can internally repeat this affirmation to yourself and just notice what it brings up for you, how it makes you feel. We're not trying to convince ourselves that these statements are necessarily true. We're using them as a point of inquiry. Just asking ourselves, is this true for me? Why or why not? What would change in my life if I believed this to be true? I release all fears of not being good enough. Let's release the twist on this side. Any transitional pose and movements that feel good to you here. I'm just going to stretch my legs out and my arms up overhead. We'll be moving towards the heart anahata chakra, coming into Sphinx pose. So you could just flip over onto your belly. And propping yourself up on your forearms. So you control how deep you go in this back bend. You can make this easier by walking your hands further out in front of you. Think of pushing your pubic bone into the floor, pushing the tops of your feet into the mat, and rolling your shoulders down and away from your ears as you pull your heart forward. So it's not really about how high we can lift our head. It's more so about how much we can pull and squeeze our shoulder blades behind us. So a big expansion at the front of the chest. This chakra relates to our ability to give and receive love, to feel empathy and compassion for ourselves as well as for others. And the affirmation we'll be using here: I am worthy of love and acceptance. So focus in on this heart space as you internally repeat, I am worthy of love and acceptance. Melt your heart back down. We're going to come to take a seat. So you can just press yourself back up. And you can sit either cross-legged or kneeling, any way that feels comfortable to you here. We're focusing on the throat chakra, so we're just going to do some seated neck releases. I'll bring my cards out again here. So just make sure you can lengthen out of your lower back, lifting up nice and tall. And we're first going to just drop our right ear towards the right shoulder. And maybe you're going to use your right hand to pull that ear further away. And you can also crawl the left fingertips out to the side. So a nice big stretch through the left side of your neck and towards the top of your left shoulder as well. So throat chakra is for communication, ability to speak and listen. Our affirmation here is, I speak my mind with clarity and compassion. I speak my mind with clarity and compassion. Just breathing into it here. And you can cradle your head with your right hand. Slowly lift it all the way back up through to center and just shrug your shoulders up and down. And go to the other side. I'm just going to switch the cross of my legs. On the second side, you're going to drop your left ear towards your left shoulder, keeping your chin slightly lifted here. And I'm using my left hand to pull my ear away as I'm pressing my right shoulder down and also reaching out through my right hand, through those right fingertips. And on this side, our affirmation, I allow all parts of me to be expressed. I allow all parts of me to be expressed. And cradle your head with your left hand. Slowly lift it all the way back up through to center and release. Shrug your shoulders. And we'll move into a wide like a child's pose, focusing now on the third eye Ajna chakra. So this center of insight and intuition. We're going to try to make our forehead either come in contact directly with the mat or with your block or whatever prop you're using at home. So wide like a child's pose, bring your big toes together to touch. Widen your knees as much as you would like. And then again here, maybe you're just going to drop your forehead down on your prop, or you can walk your hands out and fold all the way down, making that point of contact here. And our affirmation here for the pose, my intuition is always guiding me. Internally repeating this to yourself. My intuition is always guiding me. And we'll release this pose by going into Shavasana. So you can just make your way laying down on your back, however you'd like to get there. This last pose for our final crown chakra, this connection to something greater, this connection to all other beings, our sense of faith and trust. And our last affirmation: I am always protected and divinely guided. I am always protected and divinely guided. Taking a few minutes here. Begin to deepen your breath, waking and reactivating. Bring some movement back into your body. Maybe stretch your arms up overhead. And you can pull your knees towards your belly if that feels good. Maybe rocking a little bit side to side, massaging your lower back. And let's roll to one side. Come up to take a seat. And just sit in any way that is comfortable to you here. Anjali Mudra once more, hands at prayer at the heart. And reconnecting to those 7 energetic centers. Bring your awareness at the base of the spine, root chakra glowing bright red, perfectly in balance. Sacral Svadhisthana chakra glowing bright orange, perfectly in balance. Solar plexus Manipura glowing bright yellow, perfectly in balance. Heart Anahata chakra glowing green, perfectly in balance. Throat Vishuddha chakra glowing blue, perfectly in balance. The third eye Ajna chakra, a deep indigo blue, perfectly in balance. And the crown Sahasrara chakra, glowing violet, perfectly in balance. And let's close our practice together by chanting Om one time. Inhale to chant. Breathe in. Om. Thank you so very much for doing this practice with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to know how this went for you, which chakra or affirmation you most resonated with. Leave me a comment before you go. Please do subscribe, and hopefully you'll practice again with me soon. I have quite a few chakra themed classes on my channel. Some of them are to go through all 7, like what we've done. Others are just singular chakra focused, a mix of yin, a mix of flows. I have a bunch of them, so definitely check those out if you'd like to work on this a little bit more with me. Thank you, and I will see you soon.